All right, DD India's Benji Haya joins us live for more on the story from Washington. Benji, Joe Biden was teary-eyed, but he was very sure of what he said when he talked of his presidency, his tenure as the president. He also highlighted the concerns and the promises he fulfilled and what is likely the road ahead for the new U.S. president and the country as a whole. Very quickly, sum up for us the key points in his farewell speech.
Look, this is not the speech he wanted to give, of course, having been pushed to step aside from the presidential race just weeks ago, but it was still an emotional moment, taking to the stage, as you say, with tears in his eyes to those chants of "Joe, we love you, thank you, Joe," and him responding in kind, saying, "America, I love you, America, I gave my best to you." The overarching message from him was urging American voters to choose freedom and democracy in this year's election, as he passed on the torch to his Vice President Kamala Harris, who he praised continuously throughout the speech and embraced at the very end. In turn, Kamala Harris earlier in the night had thanked Joe Biden for his lifetime of service, but told the convention that the nation is moving forward with optimism and hope. And I think ultimately that is the split screen tone and theme of what we've seen in the past 24 hours. A recognition of Joe Biden's accomplishments, yes, but a coalescing now around Kamala Harris as the nominee. Joe Biden, was met with these cheers repeatedly from the Democrats attending, but I think each of those cheers relief as much as reverence, enthusiasm for a political future without him. Still time, though, for those jibes, those attacks at Donald Trump. He called the former president and the Republican candidate a loser, a liar, a man who's not worthy of being commander-in-chief, who puts himself first and America last.
All right, Benji, we've seen the uproarious welcome which the president got, when he went up the stage. But then help us understand, how would this moment, how would this moment take forward in the presidential race with Kamala Harris coming in? And also, just a few days back, we saw how she, turned the numbers and she restricted perhaps the lead of Donald Trump. Help us get more clarity on that. And also, how far will, this have an impact on the presidential race?
Well, I think the answer is twofold. In terms of how it impacts Joe Biden, I think his legacy is ultimately going to be decided by how well Kamala Harris does in 2024, and whether he is remembered as this hero in the Democratic Party who stood aside at the right time, or whether that decision was made far too late. Now, the Vice President will have her own opportunity to make a pitch to voters when she takes to the stage as the keynote speaker at the end of the convention on Thursday. By then, Joe Biden will be long gone on holiday, and she'll be able to present her vision, her values to the nation, rather than just relying on the sort of virality and vibes that have got her so far. It's now about harnessing that momentum, which has made this a close race, too tight to call with Donald Trump, and making sure that that is captured and translated into votes at the ballot box come November.
All right, Benji, we leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details. Also, 4 people were arrested